If you're running Google Ads and it seems like you're stuck past a certain level of ad spend, whenever it's 100, 1000 or even 3000 euros per day, and it seems like you cannot hit above this threshold while maintaining your healthy profit margins and your desired return on ad spend, then this video is made for you. I had a call with the Google Ads Insiders team from the Ireland headquarters, and in this video I'm going to explain you the exact strategy that they advise us to take to scale this Google Ads client past their Google Ads growth limit. We increased their revenue to over 300,000 euros in a matter of just 90 days while keeping a healthy return of ad spend of more than 350%, while keeping the profits stable and even better when it comes down to acquiring new customers for their Shopify store. All right, let's dive right in. So here you actually see the traffic light scaling method that Google advised us to follow. They have a lot of experience with each account increasing their ad spend in the most safe and the best way. And this is the roadmap they actually explained us. So to take in consideration, we need to analyze the break-even ROAS of this client, which is 1.8. And also we need to analyze over the past 3 to 5 days, because this client is already up and running for more than 90 days, as I said in the intro. And we keep in mind that we have a conversion lag of 1 day, aka 24 hours. So what this means is that the platform of the Google Ads need around 24 hours to track the data from Shopify back to the right campaigns, adjusting the revenue and the orders it generated. So with that in mind, Google gave us 3 options to scale this client past their desired goals. So the first stage is the green light actually. The green light is a strong performance of the campaign, which means we can increase the budget of this campaign from 30 to 20% actually. And also keep in mind, of course, the budget of the client. We can scale towards the green light zone if the ROAS is stable above a percentage of 220% from the target ROAS. So if the campaign is on a target ROAS of 220% and it's even hitting better numbers than a 220, we are able to scale up to 30% of the budgets. Keep in mind here that the conversions need to be high from this campaign, so the algorithm is feeding enough and the pixel is very warm from this campaign, selling the right products as well. So they advise us to have at least 15 to 20 conversions per day, because in that case the Google pixel can actually ensure the best data reliability. So that is very important to keep in mind, that we only scale past this desired threshold if the profit margins are very good and there is enough volume coming in to make actually these decisions on reliable data. So when you go in the green light zone, scaling is actually safe because the performance is consistent. We consistently hit more than 220% above the target ROAS, which is a safe zone to scale. But when we don't hit this 220%, we might end up in the orange or the red zone if we cannot scale past the desired goals. So when we end up in the orange zone, it means that we need to be a bit more careful when scaling. We can scale up to 10 to 15% with the budget of this single campaign. And the ROAS fluctuate in this stage of orange color near around 2.2, 2.4. With the break-even ROAS of 1.8 in mind, this is actually the orange zone and we cannot go too aggressive of, for example, 30%. So we consider it here that we have moderate conversions, so we have less than 15 conversions on this campaign per day, so there's less reliable data to work with as well. And the algorithm in the orange state is still optimizing according to this data, so we cannot pull the trigger and increase the ad spend too aggressively. But of course, Google likes to make money, so they like if you increase the ad spend just a little bit enough, so they have a little bit more money to work with as well on a day-to-day basis. Let's say if you have between 5 to 15 conversions per day in this orange zone. So in the orange stage, you have some potential, but you're not ready to fully scale in this stage because it can hurt your conversion rates and your average order value if you start to be too aggressive in this stage. So that's why I explained us to actually follow this traffic light scaling system. So when you end up in the red light, you have a very poor performance of actually a 0 increase of ad spend for this campaign, which means that if your ROAS is below the target or near the break-even ROAS of 1.8, you don't touch the budget, you just leave it as it is for now. The conversion rate can actually, or the CPA, as you can see, the cost per acquisition can actually increase a lot without clear reason. So that's also another indication that you're operating in the red light zone for your campaigns and the results are not stable yet and you have a high day-to-day volatility. So that means that actually you get one day a lot of sales, the other day not really. And as I just explained, you need to take into consideration 3 to 5 days of analyzing the results for your campaign. And this is excluding the 1 day of conversion lag. So if your day-to-day results are very fragile and going up and down all the time, this might be an indication that your campaign is still in the red zone. So to scale this and actually go from the red light to the orange light, you need to check and fix first the issues before you're going to scale, right? Maybe there's some conversion rate issue on your website, or maybe your loading speed need to be improved. Like, we always need to take in consideration that one part is from the Google Ads, the other part is on your website when it comes down to the conversion rate and the average order value, because you need all three of them to apply for the highest profit as possible, right? And this traffic light scaling system goes also the other way around. So let's say, for example, it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Q4, there's a high peak season. You scaled multiple times in the green zone, like multiple times up to 30%, for example, every 5 days. So you increase the budget and the volumes a lot. But Q4 is over, it's January, and then your sales drop like a stone. So what do you do in that case? You need to surf the right wave when it comes down to this traffic light scaling system here, but then the other way around. So in the worst case, you never actually pause your campaigns or put the budget like below a certain threshold, because then you limit the algorithm to even give you any conversions, and you lose the domination in the Google Ads algorithm as well, because the reason you increase the budget, Google puts you as top performer more above in the algorithm. So if you lower down the ad spend, actually, you lose your position there as well. So you scale back the same way as I just explained when it comes down to scaling up, you scale also the same way down. So if you have a very low conversion rate, average order value, and everything results from the Google Ads, like a low ROAS, you scale down, and then the colors are in the opposite way. So if you have a red color, you scale down to 30%, like if you are bleeding money from your advertising spend. If you end up in the orange way, you decrease your advertising spend, for example, by 15%. And if you end up in the red light, you just decrease your ad spend like with 0%. So you keep it on the same level to give it some more time to optimize. So whatever you're just scaling up or scaling down, you kind of follow the same strategy as Google actually advised us to grow past a certain threshold. For one of our Google Ads clients, actually they advise us to implement this. And this is a very insightful thing, because sometimes if you scale too fast, you lose your return on ad spend, and therefore you make less profit, do more volume, so your team in the e-commerce side have actually more work. So this is actually a very important strategy that you need to keep in mind while maintaining healthy profit margins and a healthy return of ad spend. And that wraps up the video of the scaling strategy that the Google Ads team from the Ireland headquarters advised us to implement for one of our Google Ads clients. If you need help implementing this for your own Google Ads account, make sure to click on the link in the description to book a personal call with me. And from there, we analyze your situation to see if we are the right partner. And if you're, for whatever reason, not ready to book a call yet, make sure to watch the recommendation video after this, where I show you a case study of how we generated more than 422,000 euros for one of our Google Ads clients as well, with the same strategy as explained here. My name is Robin. Thank you for watching this video, and I see you in the next one.